Well, we've been asked to provide a little more information about, in the USA system, in the Imperial system, where you're using decimal feet as your base unit, to give a little more information on the interaction between snap, grid, and polar, and ortho, and so on. Let's take a little example. If I right-click on the desktop and go to Drafting Settings, here I've set my X and Y value at half a foot, so a 6-inch, and I put a bold step 2. So if I cancel from there, can you see that it's easy for me to draw a paver 18-inch by 18-inch? I'll pick the line command. If I've got snap on and grid on, I can simply draw from either a major grid point to major grid point. So I'm now doing 18-inch at 1.5 feet, come down here 1.5 feet and cross there and back again and exit from there. So if I now dimension that, and I'll snap to here, although you could simply click because snap is on. So we can you note, and if I zoom in, can you see how difficult it is for me to position my 1 foot 6-inch dimension because snap's on? So I have to come down here and turn snap off. Now I can position my dimension where I want it. So snap and grid are interacting. If I click the grid off and put snap on, that can really trick people, because can you see now, if I wanted to draw down here a paver 20-inch by 24-inch by 24-inch, I can pick that one, and that's actually 1.5 feet long, so it's 18 inches. So let's erase it. Notice how awkward it is for me to, snap's on but the grid's not on, awkward for me to know quite where I'm going. So I'll turn the grid back on, now start the line command again, and we want to draw 2 feet. So we go, say, from there across to that's 1 foot 6 inches, and then 2 feet, and down here and down there and to there, and exit. So there we have, if we use our dimensioning, pan up a little, dimension from that point to that point and down, and I'm trying to position it as we did before, so I take snap off, and now I can position it centrally. Well, many users find that system unwieldy. They turn off the snap, turn off the grid, and right click on the desktop, go to Drafting Settings and set polar tracking. So if you wanted, as we did with our grid, the cursor to jump in increments of half a decimal foot or 6 inches, we put 0.5 in there and tick this little box. So now if I pick draw and line, I simply, let me zoom in a little, as I move across the cursor is jumping just like it did before, so I can very easily draw 0.5, 1, 1.5, cross here, 1.5, and back up again. So it's very easy to draw in that way. The key issue is leave polar turned on and adjust your drafting settings appropriately. If you wanted to draw with a much finer one, say in increments of 1/4 of a foot, you could just type in 0.25, so that will be drawing in increments of 3 inches. So we'll draw line again, and we can put it anywhere we like, which is an advantage. Not actually tracking at the moment. Did I change something in here? Yeah, I forgot to tick that little box. Now when we draw the line, we'll go increments of 3 inches at a time. So here's a 2 foot by 2 foot paver. Also, to sum up, if you draw a line 3/4 of a foot, that's what you need. You draw at 0.75 decimal feet. A half a foot is 6 inches, so it's 0.5 the length of the line. 1/4 of a foot or 3 inches is 0.25. If you have something a little tricky, we recommend that you go to Dave's website, And here we are. It's a little calculator, so if I want to draw a line 1 foot 10 inches long, here's the value I need, 1.8325. And here it is down here. I've drawn that line 1.833, and we can then dimension it, and we get 1 foot 10 inches. So I hope that helps if you're working in the USA environment.